Ever since I was a little kid, I've had this fascination with color, rich, vibrant, juicy, sparkling, rainbow color. I don't know. I felt a sense of openness, of warmth, of curiosity, and joy, of love. And that mechanism for feeling that started to diminish as I got older and suffered. And the tools that I had around me weren't exactly the right tools. But when I found the right tools, it was a game changer. And that's where meditation, yoga, and mindfulness practices really transformed and ended a lot of my suffering. My name's Tim Miller, and I'm a yoga teacher at 3 Jewels and an interior designer in New York City. So my first design job was when I was about 9 years old. I had the opportunity to design my own bedroom, and I loved it. My mom helped me pick my own area rug, my own window treatments, my own bedding, and I just felt a sense of real pride and joy and love in what I was doing. And this sort of affinity for color and for art and having an eye for color really led me into my education. And so it was a natural progression to want to be an artist. And I went to art school. And in the 4 years that I spent in art school, I learned lots of ways to create art. And creating art was a healing of my heart. And I felt like it was great, but there was something missing. And when I really sat down and got quiet, I sort of listened and felt like, what is this? And it took me a while to realize that meditation and yoga was the way to get me to suffer less. So it started with sitting in my bed in my dorm room and sitting up tall and just working intuitively, quite frankly. And I popped in a CD of ocean waves and sort of like spa music. And I would sit and be calm and zen out. And then I investigated about yoga. And I actually had the opportunity to take a yoga course. And I learned different postures and sort of strange breathing techniques and ways to eat in a way that I wasn't really used to. And I thought it was interesting, but ultimately it didn't exactly set in until later in my life. So when I graduated college, I felt a real sense of bewilderment. I just felt like I didn't know what I was doing with my life, and I needed a job. I needed to make money. And so the first thing that came to mind was that I want to be my own boss. And my pragmatic side said, why don't I be a house painter? And in high school, when my parents would go on vacation, I would paint the kitchen, paint the living room, and paint areas in my house, and they would come home to a different house. And they liked it. And so I took from what I did in high school and brought it into a career. And I painted houses for about 10 years and did it successfully. The first 5 years, though, were rough. And I really felt a sense of not feeling creative and feeling like an alien in someone else's house and feeling like I have to finish and complete paint jobs so quickly. And I just didn't have boundaries or tools for dealing with the pressure I was putting on myself. And I really was in a state of pain. And I would turn to alcohol and just unhealthy behavior. And after a while, I hit a point where I couldn't sustain that. I broke down. and I decided to quit those behaviors. And that personal responsibility was a game changer. It got me to really be very clear about my suffering and how I was acting in my world and not seeing color for what it was. So then, going to the gym regularly and eating well, I felt stronger, I felt more vital, I felt a sense of overall well being. But there was still some component that was missing. And then I started sprinkling in some yoga, and I really fell in love with the vinyasa and dharma of Buddhism. And it really, really transformed how I operated, and it was another level of being more aware of my emotions and how I was acting in the world. And then the crystallizing process of meditation, which really got me to see so vividly and so clearly how I was causing my own suffering, and how there was all of this color available to me that I wasn't seeing, that was always there, and it was in my own heart.